Yo, what's going on, guys? And today, these Denver Nuggets with Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. both finally being healthy. This team's scary. And besides Will Barton and Monte Morris, this team's largely the same. They're running it back. Why? Because last year was just what's the phrase? Was just a fluke. The injuries happened, and also they were smart, planning in for the future with Peyton Watson, who was a 5-star recruit who was incredibly raw at UCLA. He was actually horrendous, but we got to see him play in the summer league, and you know, the shooting still isn't there, but we could see what else he could do. Then they got Christian Braun, who I go to the University of Kansas. I've never been a Christian Braun fan, and I will continue to think that, but he's a good rotational role player, and that's what I think his ceiling is, and he'll be a day one guy who can come in and shoot. Like, he went 1 for 7 from 3, but he's willing to shoot 7 3-pointers a night, grab some rebounds, play some defense. Good pick for them. I personally think he would have gone in the second round, but I digress. That's just because I've met him and I've seen him play so many times. I'm just very, very biased on Christian Braun. But they also got, one of my favorite players in the draft, Ismail Kamagate. Finally got themselves arguably a backup center, even though one might say they got DeAndre Jordan. But let's be honest, DeAndre Jordan's kind of over the hill. And then, is it Colin Gillespie or Colin Gillespie? Someone tell me what's the correct way to say that, but I'm just going to say Colin because I've been told I haven't said it correctly. He's a dog. He had 4 steals, and just look at this roster. Let me just count it off for you. Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, and caldwell-pope is the starting 5. They got Ish Smith, who's like actually one of the better backup point guards in the NBA, Jeff Green, Christian Braun, Zeke Nnaji, Bones Highland, Peyton Watson, Devon Reed, Bruce Brown, Vlatko Cancar, and DeAndre Jordan. So they basically have all their guys there, and they'll probably bring in Colin on a 2-way, and I guess they're moving on from Marcus Howard. I assume Colin will be the 2-way, and the other 2-way will be maybe Ismail Kamagate, I guess, at this point. But for me, I love this because, like we said, the starting 5, Nikola Jokic and Aaron Gordon at power forward and center. Michael Porter Jr. is probably going to be the small forward. Shooting guard is probably going to be caldwell-pope with the point guard Jamal Murray. Now, at backup point guard, it's probably going to be Ish Smith with the backup shooting guard. At this point, I know it's kind of a question mark, but I really think it's going to be Bones Highland at shooting guard. And I'm surprised that they aren't bringing back Austin Rivers. I honestly thought they would have wanted to bring back Austin Rivers, because Austin Rivers was literally playing small forward at times for them whenever they would go with that 3-point guard. And I knew they weren't going to bring back Facundo Campazzo, but Austin Rivers was a pretty big part of their rotation. So personally, I was just surprised that they did not bring him back. And he's only 29. I know he isn't what we thought he'd be, but still, guy can hoop. Either way, when you look at this Nuggets team, then so basically point guard rotation and shooting guard rotation, I'm fine with. Caldwell-Pope, Jamal Murray, Ish Smith, Devon Reed, and Bones Highland will all go there. Then small forward, it's actually interesting because Michael Porter Jr. is there, and then we assume Bruce Brown will be the backup small forward and small ball 4, with Christian Braun and Jeff Green also getting minutes there, and maybe a little bit of Vlatko Cancar and Devon Reed at the wing position as well. And then obviously power forward, we assume Aaron Gordon's going to be backed up by a combination of Michael Porter Jr. when they want to go small, Jeff Green, and Zeke Nnaji. While center, it's going to be DeAndre Jordan, Ismail Kamagate, and Zeke Nnaji all fighting for their spots. I just think this team, deep, they have the defense, and if they're healthy, come on, you're lying if you're telling yourself that this isn't a good team, because it clearly is a good basketball team, especially with the fact that everyone's going to be healthy. I think that's something people are going to be counting out, and I don't know, man. I'm a big proponent of this squad, and I think they have a lot of talent, and for me, I think they've just, last year was a fluke, like I said in the beginning of the video. And people are going to be surprised what the Denver Nuggets are able to do this year and can accomplish. So seriously, I actually do believe this. But, you know, I can be wrong. And I am wrong. Hey, just this past week I was wrong. We reported a tweet from Sportinato that Miles Bridges was getting his qualifying offer rescinded. And then yesterday it was announced that that isn't happening. So, you know, I'm wrong sometimes, but I really do think this is a good team that now healthy, they're going to make people pay for forgetting about them. So I also put this last thought. Back-to-back MVPs. He won the MVP because he was literally carrying a team single-handedly to a top 6 seed in the West. And then, yeah, I know they didn't have that much playoffs to 6, but Nikola Jokic single-handedly carried this team. Imagine him with his 2 co-stars. Didn't mean to hit the microphone right there. Just imagine how good this team will be. And it's a shame that if you don't believe it, you're going to miss out. So I really do believe that the Nuggets are contenders with Nikola Jokic having his co-stars, his constituents buy him. Okay, it's a bigger piece of the pie than I think a lot of people will make it seem. But hey, that's my take on it. I want to hear your thoughts down below. Maybe I'm just a guy who's just being an idiot and talking out his asshole. But if I'm right, suck my ass. Seriously. That's basically it. You guys probably hate me. But do I look like I give a fuck? Because I don't, bitch. I love